developing a team, a communication team that we bring around us that really can help to make us better. For example, I mean, even in the studio today, several of our own research communicating people are here. Some of yours are here. And you and I both know we would not be on this stage right now doing any of this teaching without the team. You know, teamwork makes the dream work.
How did you find them?
How did I find them?
Yeah, your team.
In the beginning, I looked for people that just had the same vision and heart that I had. And it's a process. You know as well as that you find some that don't work out. And so, in fact, I was talking to a person one time, and he was very young, and he said, I found my team. He was in his 20s, and we've all decided we'll stay together all of our life. And I looked at him, and I said, no, you won't stay together all your life. And he said, well, no. He said, we're committed to each other. I said, I know you're committed to each other, but you won't be committed to going and growing together. Because what happens is, you know, how many times have you had people fall off? When people realize you're going to keep growing, some people say, I don't want to get on that train.
Wow, man.
So when you're really working as a team, the first thing I do is I do what I call shared thinking and sustained thinking. I think smart thinking, Steve, is overrated. I think we overrate smart people. But I think we underrate shared thinking and sustained thinking. Let's talk about both of them for a moment in communication. If you and I are sitting down and we have an idea, I mean, here I am, I'm listening to you, and I'm taking these notes, okay. But if you have an idea and I have an idea, different ideas, but and so you share with me yours, I share with you mine, we have two ideas. Now we've already maximized our production. I only had one, you only had one, but now we have two. But what's incredible is the moment we sit down and share, it's more than two. Because that type of thinking gives us another thought.
Right.
And so, you know, great ideas are not birthed out of a single idea, they're birthed out of a shared idea. That's why I have to have a team. And I have to have a team that has the same vision and the same values, but they need to be diverse. They need to be totally different from me so that we get different perspectives on the table, because when we're getting ready to communicate, if I speak from my perspective, I miss a whole vast amount of people out there who haven't been where I've been, haven't done what I've done, and I haven't been where they are, and so we don't connect. But the moment that I have a team, that sharing gives us a better perspective. Now, let's talk about sustained thinking for a moment. We not only want to share this thinking, but we want to... Once you have a great idea, the only way to make it greater is to stay with it and sustain that thinking. So if you have 10 people in a room, you give them an idea, say, all right, talk about this idea for an hour. You come back into the room. I promise you, whatever idea you gave them, those 10 people will have made it better because they had an hour to share and think. Now watch this. So you take half of that 10, say, okay, you can leave, and you go back to the other 5, doesn't matter who they are, and say, give it one more hour. Every time, the 5 that are left will improve the idea. You may have let the smartest people go. I don't have a clue. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Sustained thinking is huge. And so when I bring my team around me, one of the things I do is I try to help them understand we need to talk a lot about it. We need to share it, and so we get more ideas. And we need to sustain it so we get better ideas. And so when I have a thought, whether it's your funeral joke, whatever it is, if you sit down with a team and you share that story and you let them begin to feed into that story, they will give you something that you didn't have. In fact, I always say, when you think about teams, this is huge. If you walk into the room with a good idea and you walk out of the room and the idea isn't improved, you've got the wrong team.
Yes.
You've got the wrong, that's right. Now you already know you don't have the players around you that you really need to have. Does that make sense?
See, I'm going to use that more. And see, I just really, being honest, I just really started doing that when I got more into motivational comedy. I've been a lone dog for a long time because I have a very special way of comedy. I have a very unique style that nobody else has. So I'll never, in my career, man, I've bought one joke. One joke. I bought one joke from a guy. One, in all these years. Guys buy jokes all the time. One joke, because I know I have a very unique way of telling jokes. But what you just shared was putting an idea on the table and have sustained thinking. You know, and when you allow other people who are smart an idea and you don't cripple them, with what it has to be this way.
Yeah.
Let them
That's good.
let them hash it around.
Yeah.
You know,
That's right.
Because look, this is what I want to do, make that happen. No. Let's put it on the table and let's discuss this, because they're going to give you a perspective that you didn't know. And it's very important for me to always be open to others' perspectives.
That's it.
Because I can get locked in.
Yep.
You know,
we all do.
I've been at every level economic. I've been dirt poor, homeless, well off, doing good. Been at every level. I have way more experience on the other side, though. I have way more experience. I know how to make it to fake it as good as anybody. But I've been doing good for a while now. So sometimes, man, I got to put people in this room, man, who can ask me the questions that I forgot to ask.
Come on. This is right. Hey, wait, let me play off that just for a second, Steve. Everything you want now, but don't have, is outside of your comfort zone. Mm-hmm. And this is what's beautiful. When you get a team around you and they begin to share their thinking, give you different perspectives. See here, you've only bought one joke because you can create.
Right.
You can create. I've never had to go like get other people's sermons, you know what I mean, and kind of say, well, I'll get a sermon so I can go ahead and turn around and teach it or whatever. I've always been able to create. But here's what I discovered. Once I create what is authentically mine, if I have a team that has the same values and the same vision, they can take what is authentically mine and always make it better.